Hi, I'm Anita with Anita's Creation 633. I've been asked by several people that I've met asking for some soups and how to can them. So I'm going to show you how to do one, which is Caldo de Res, which is a beef soup. So stick around and I'll be right back. Okay, these are some of the things we're going to be needing. We're going to need our jars. Right here I have my jars. This is enough for my husband and myself to eat. Okay, then we're also going to have the lids that we need to go on there. Now these have been washed and dried, and then I have the rings for it over there. Then we have cabbage. I had a lot of trouble finding cabbage this week in the stores. I'm not sure why. So I only have a small amount of cabbage. I would say it's about a cup and a half of cabbage. Then I have carrots, corn, chayote, zucchini, and potatoes. Okay. We also have vinegar so we can wipe the rims of the jars. We have this that will help us lift our jars out of the pot. And then we have about 6 cups of water. We have beef broth. In here I have 2 tablespoons of onion powder, 2 of garlic, 1 of cumin, and a tablespoon of adobo. And of course, we also are going to need our beef. Now, in this case, it doesn't matter what beef you get, whether it's the good one, the bad one, the expensive, or the cheapest you can find, it doesn't matter, because it's going to cook for about 90 minutes. So it's going to be tender. Believe me, it will be super tender. So we're also going to need a ladle. And the biggest thing we're going to need is our pot. It's a pressure cooker. I know a lot of people are scared of these things, but they're made better now than they used to be. So don't be intimidated about it. So, all right, I'm going to get everything started, and I'm going to show you how to do everything as I go. Okay? Be right back. All right, let's get to cutting this. The reason I have it in its own little bag this is about 5 pounds. And I had already taken it out because it was such a big piece. I'm just going to use half of it because I'm only doing like 6 jars. So all you're going to do is just make sure you take as much of the little fat that you can find. Not all of it, of course, but as much of it as you can. As so. And then the secret to this, because I know that when I first started off, my vegetables became mush. And that's because I was cutting them too small, and they have to cook so long that they became mush. So the trick to this is getting everything cut about the same size. Okay? And I'm going to show you. I don't want to make it too long, but I want to kind of show you, you know, the sizes. So we're going to do about that big. You see? It's enough to a mouthful. Okay? So I'll be back once I get all this cut up and show you the next step. Okay, I didn't cut it all because it looks like that's going to be plenty for the jars that I have. And if not, I still have the extra meat that I can cut some more up. All right, let's get started. Okay, so this is going to be cold pack, which means you don't boil the water, you don't heat everything up. It's at room temperature. Everything is at room temperature. So we're going to start And we're going to start putting the meat in. And it all depends on how much meat you like. Would you like more vegetables? Would you like more meat? Or whatever. I think that's enough. And we're going to push it down a little bit so we can have space for everything. So the next thing, I'm going to add corn. Yes, you can put corn in there. All right. Then you're going to put your potatoes. And it doesn't have to be in this order. It doesn't. However you want to put it in there. We're going to put some carrots. Depending on how much carrots you like. We're going to put zucchini. And like I said, I didn't cut them very small. I cut them nice chunks. Again, because they're going to cook for so long that it'll turn mush if you don't do it that way. Okay? And then we're going to do chayote. Try to fill some of those voids up if you can. You may have to play kind of like that game where you find everything that fits where it's supposed to fit. Block or something like that. Anyways. Okay, so we got the chayote in there. And since we don't have a lot of cabbage, I'm going to put that on the very top. Because it doesn't take that long to cook. That seems good. See? So let me get them all filled up. Then I'll bring you for the next step. Okay. All right, we got 7 jars. Don't they look beautiful? Absolutely beautiful. Okay, we're getting ready for the next step, okay? All right, now we're going to make the broth that's going in the jars. So we're going to start with Caldo de Res. One, 2, 3. Yes, they're heaping. And 4. That's going to give it all that flavor that it needs. Then of this mixture that's got the garlic, the onion, the cumin. We're going to do 2 tablespoons. And we're just going to mix it up now. Whisk, whisk, whisk. All right, give me a second. Okay, this is a debubbler. It also has the measurement. Okay, and that's how you measure it. At the very lip of the jar to the tip, touching the liquid, and that is a perfect measurement for the soup. So what this does, let me see if I can bring you up closer and see if you can see it. So you're going to take this and you're going to poke it in the sides like so. This one doesn't have too much air. You'll see bubbles coming up. When you push up against it, you'll see bubbles. And we need to get rid of those bubbles. Okay. That one's ready. And we're going to do all of them that way. after debubbling, but make sure, very sure that when you do, you reach all the way to the very bottom and push on each side like that to get all those bubbles out. So as you can see, this one, it's here. We need it here. So I had to make just a little bit more so we can add it to it. And this the same. It lacks just a tiny bit. Okay, everything, oh, this one needs a little bit. Okay, now that's ready. So our next step is to take a rag, a clean rag, a little bit of vinegar on it, because the vinegar cuts any grease or anything that may be on there. And we're going to wipe all the rims really, really, really good. Why? Because it can have oil on it, and if it does, then it won't seal. And that's a lot of work that you don't put into it. I'll push that down just a minute. I'm just going to use this to kind of push down on it, because all this is going to wilt and there'll be plenty of space. Okay, so now what we're going to do, take our lids. We don't have to boil them like they used to. Matter of fact, now they tell you not to. And then just get your rings. You're going to get your rim, you're going to put it on and tighten it just a little bit, what they call finger tight. Because you have to leave it loose enough that with the pressures bringing out the air out of there, and that's what seals them. And they're good. I've had soup that I've had for over 3 years, and they're just as good as the day that I made them. Now the thing is, if you don't want to can this, then what you do is you just go ahead and cook it. It's the same recipe. There we go. Now let's move over here. Okay, in the pot, I already have some water. There's a line in there. Each pot is different. Each pressure cooker is different. The lines are in different areas, so I can't tell you exactly because I don't know which one you've got. This is the Presto, but every one of them has its own measurements for where it needs to be. Okay, so you need a rack like this because you don't want to have them sitting directly on the bottom of the pot, because a lot of rattling and everything could break them. You don't want that. So we'll put that in there. Next, we take our jars and we start putting them into the canner. It's not hot. It's just at room temperature. Everything's at room temperature. Okay, I have all my jars in there, as you can see. And the water's not where the jars are submerged or anything. They're just to the edge where it starts to get thin, the neck of it. And it could go a little lower, but I'm going to leave it there. And I'm going to put the lid on it. Okay, this is what the top looks like. Mine's got a gauge on it. Okay, always make sure that that is free and that this is down. And blow in this hole. Make sure that you can blow through it. Okay. So now, right there is closed perfectly. Now we're going to turn it up all the way. Mine goes all the way to 10, my stove. And we're going to wait for this to start steaming. Now once it starts steaming, for my altitude here, which I'm in Florida, it is 10 pounds of pressure. and this gauge will go up to 10 pounds. Okay? Now, once it starts releasing steam from here, you count 10 minutes of steam. Once the 10 minutes is over, then what you're going to do, you're going to take your weight, which is a 10-pound weight. Okay, it's got a steady stream of steam coming out. I don't know if you can see that or not. But it is. Been doing it for about 10 minutes already. So now that we have a steady stream, I actually hear it. So we're going to take our weight and we're going to put it on. You hear that little rattle? That's what we needed to hear. So now what we're going to wait until this comes up to the 10. And I'll bring you back for that part. Okay, it's holding steady at 10 pounds. So we're going to start our timer for 90 minutes. Alexa, give me a 90-minute timer.
1 hour and 30 minutes, starting now.
I'll bring you back when that's ready. Okay, it's been 90 minutes. It has gone off. I've done turned the heat off. And now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to scoot it off of the heat so it can start cooling. Now, something very, very, very important. In the very back, there's that little valve. It's up. Okay? And the weight. And this little black thing. Don't touch anything. Nothing. Don't move it. Don't remove it. No, nothing. Okay? Wait until this goes to 0. Wait until that little valve in the very back goes completely down. Then, and only then, can you remove this. Because if you remove this now, you can either break the jars or all the liquid will come out of the jars and you're left with just the stuff in the inside. And all your hard work is for nothing. So be patient. I can't tell you how long it's going to take. It's all depending on the kind of pot that you have, pressure cooker. You have to read your manual. But the most important thing is that little valve in the back goes completely down and this comes to a 0. Okay? Once that's done, I will show you how to open it because there's a specific way to do it so you don't hurt yourself. It's at 0. Now you can remove this. And now we're going to open it. Always, always open it away. No seeping. Okay. We're going to start taking them out. Look at that. It's still boiling. Oops. That ping is something you always want to hear. It means that they are sealing. And there we have it. That's a beautiful sound. There's our Caldo de Res. That's 7 jars, 7 meals. You're tired, you don't feel like doing anything. Just open it up, heat it up, and you're ready to go. Or if you're sick. All right, there's the meal that I've decided to make for y'all. Music. For you to share with you so you can make some and put it up. Have it for occasions that you weren't expecting. Or when you're sick or whatever. Or just don't feel like cooking. So please like, share, subscribe, always subscribe, and comment. Let me know if there's other soups that you would like for me to do. I'm planning on doing one of caldo de pollo, which is a chicken soup with the vegetables and things in it, and other soups. And I'm going to be canning them. But you can also just make it and have it as a regular meal. You don't have to can it. You can just make it. But this is this video for you now. And God bless. Until we see each other again. Bye.